my name is Blayne. Divorce has proven to be an extremely popular trend between American couples today. In fact, more than 50% of American marriages today have resulted in divorce or separation at one time. To be divorced means that the legal separation of a marriage by a court or other competent body. Marriage is a spiritual beginning of bringing two people in love together to form that of one. Marriage is seen as a religious ritual of bringing two people together in the eyes of the law, loved ones, and their God. Therefore, making that the idea of a divorce by making this sacred ritual no longer applicable for either party of the marriage. Divorce is not just a separation between the couple but also separates and affects all the people surrounding the couple's divorce. But the main people that divorces tend to take a toll on the most are the couple's children. And although I myself have not been through any divorces, I have seen firsthand what this separation can do toward a person's life. I understand how difficult it was for a child to learn to live in two different homes, living under different rules and having to try to make both sides of the family happy at the same time. The effects that divorce has given a child more reasons to act out in school classes, even more stress, which could actually shorten the lifespan of a child, and even can create more problems at home. A recent statistic stated that half of all marriages will end before the child will ever reach a legal age of 18 years old. I believe that by using divorce to get out of a marriage is not a very good thing for either the parent or the child, and that the parents should try to work things out before going straight to something as drastic as a common law divorce. While sometimes divorce is good for the couple if in a dangerous relationship. For example, if there was some sort of abuse happening to a parent or even the child, then the parting of partners should be looked for, or even if the other person is causing harm to themselves and refuses to get help, creating a bad example for the young child. Some of the long-term effects of divorce can be considered life-threatening for both the parents and the children between them. Some of the main effects of divorce against children are stress, fatigue, cardiopathic risk, weight loss or gain, and even heart problems. In a journal based on child psychology, found that a child raised in separate houses or a home combined with another family is 3 times more likely to need serious psychological help throughout their lifetime. The afterlife of a divorce is when many of the problems come into play. For example, a person could not know what to do next, where to turn to, or who to ask for help. It is understandable for the fact that a person would be an emotional wreck, seeing as how much of our energy is seen throughout our emotions, making the person seem more distant, and even the economic downfall from court fees, making it even more difficult to handle. I believe that divorce should try to be avoided at all costs, because marriage is a commitment to another person. And by asking to split up and go separate ways, it's almost as if you're saying that you're going to give up on everything you've ever worked for. Divorce brings mainly nothing but negative feelings to a person. Therefore, as people, we only want the best for ourselves. So why work so hard at trying to make something amazing work between the two for so long if only divorce is a way for them to bring happiness to themselves? So by showing understanding and giving respect toward the other person, marriages will tend to stay healthier longer. Divorce has proven to become a great part in the American society and is even greater part on the child of the failed relationship. Children rely on their parents for moral guidance and to lead them in the right ways. But instead of helping them, a divorced couple is showing the child that it's perfectly fine to fight with one another and be unwilling to work things out. Divorce has proven to be an extremely sticky situation that impacts the lives of all the people around, and no matter which parent wins the custody battle, the child almost always loses, whether it is a parent or the accustomed lifestyle that they were familiar with. Many health risks have become involved in how the lives of both the child and the parent are impacted. Therefore, I personally believe that by getting a divorce is time-consuming, hazardous for your health, and not the most economically friendly thing to do in the world. Divorce becomes a huge part of almost every American child's life, where either they have been through it or, like myself, seen what the effects can do to a person socially and mentally to the person on an outside level. Health risks have also become a major part of the divorce process. The statistics have shown to have actually shortened the lives of the couple getting a divorce and has caused extreme risk to the child. Many long-term effects of divorce include depression for the parents and psychological troubles for the child. I hope that many Americans can see how the divorce process works and understand that by working together to get things done, as the best marriages do, we'll keep away from the idea that divorce is a terrible thing to do. Couples should think of ways to communicate to each other so that the lack of communication is not there. Because communication is how everything is contributed in this society. Divorce is not the way to go, and I believe that marriages are to be lasted until death do they part, as stated in many vows to each other. Thank you for your time, and here is a visual of the children affected by their age due to divorces. Thank you, and if you have any questions, please feel free to ask after this meeting.